All right, we just got a quick vid on Larkin here. Just gonna kind of talk about the start of his season. We're 20 games in, and there's been a lot of talk his whole career basically about where does Dylan Larkin slot in correctly on a roster for a team that aspires to win the Stanley Cup, right? So most people say he's a 2C. He's the second line center.
Okay.
He's going to bring you know a fair amount of offense, plays pretty good defense, but he's not skilled enough to really drive a team.
Well, you'd have to do the comparison on those teams that are comparing it to the Stanley Cup. I mean, look at Boston. Maybe a Bergeron.
Yeah,
Who's your
Bergeron.
second?
I think Bergeron's kind of the one-off to a lot of teams because he's got the real hot wingers with him, and he's just, he's a constant Selke finalist.
Yeah.
So, but maybe that's a little bit different. But like, if you look at guys like, look at the best centers in the league. Let's look at Matthews. Let's look at McDavid,
Okay.
Draisaitl. You can look at Elias Pettersson. You can look at these guys who are supremely skilled, and some have a good supporting cast, like
Right.
Matthews. Some, like McDavid, can do it all on their own, and are even better when they put Draisaitl with him. So Larkin, I don't know if he has that supporting cast, but without it, he's definitely not in that echelon of player.
Well, all of those players that you named, they have something that sets them apart for the rest. Matthews' shot, McDavid's speed and vision, Dreisaitl's completeness, and then who else?
I said Pettersson.
Pedersen. I mean, I don't watch enough Pedersen because he's at 10 o'clock games, but from what I've seen, he's got a great shot as well. And I mean, he facilitates on D too. I mean, when you get Quinn Hughes in the back, that
Yeah,
changes too.
yeah, on the offensive side of the puck for
Yep.
Vancouver, yeah, Quinn Hughes is good. Not so much on the other side.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so we're 20 games in. Larkin's got 11 points. That's about 0.05 goals per game down from where he was
Right.
last year, but it's about a quarter of a point per game down from last year as well. So his offense, I mean, granted, it's 20 games and he could go on a tear, and
Sure.
those numbers could look better.
It's COVID season too, so
Yeah, things are kind of weird, but he's about 2% lower on shot percentage.
Mhm.
So he doesn't normally carry a high percentage generally, anyways. He's always below 10%. So he doesn't have the greatest shot. And I think a lot of that, and especially when you watch him, you see him really forcing things.
oh for sure. I
You see him
think
forcing plays, low percentage shots.
well on the power play too, that drop back, you can see it too because I mean, there's times there where if he would just dump the puck off in the blue line right there and just skate in and let whoever Ryan carry it over the line just a little bit
Yeah.
and let Ryan dump it to him as he's charging the net. That's the way to do it. But it seems like I think the C does put a little bit of pressure on him, and but at the same time, I do think he is overdoing it. I think he's trying to revive this team himself when there's a lot of uncontrollable issues going on that he just can't help,
Okay.
especially in the back office or the front office, whatever the hell.
Yeah, I think something has to do with that C. And he has to, in his mind, elevate the team. Because he's the guy now. But he doesn't use. I don't know if he's a great facilitator. I don't. I mean, he's more, straight line speed,
Right.
very linear game. Drives in, tries to
Sure.
take a shot, but he doesn't slow the game down. And when he's at his best, the year he put up 70 points, that's what he did. He used his teammates, he used his line mates. He slowed that game down. He, instead of basically, gaining the zone and coming down the wing almost, the defense forces him outside and then just taking a low percentage shot, he'd wait, he'd look for a guy. Maybe he wouldn't, skate in as far as the goal line, then look back.
What if you put him on the wing for a game and see what happens? Put
Play
him on
him.
a line with Fabry. Have Fabry take faceoffs, or have Glendening, best in the league, taking faceoffs. Hey, you know what?
Don't start.
Play the sciences, right?
Don't start.
Play them. Play the science.
Don't start.
What does Whitmer say?
Follow the science.
Follow the science.
There
You
you go.
need to follow the science.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say this for him this year. Defensively, he's better.
Sure.
You watched him Saturday night against Florida, breaking up a lot of plays in the defensive zone. Continually, chasing the puck around in the defensive zone and not in a bad way, but doing it smart and playing that way. And actually, because of his better defense, his possession metrics are slightly above what they were last year.
Sure.
So that's shots for, shots against balanced out.
Well, that's where you need to overdo it. It's on the defensive side. blocking a shot here and there, breaking up plays, maybe burning the fuel more at the defensive end and just let the transition take care of itself, and then or maybe just get your goals on the power play. Other than that, I mean, you can't go wrong. If you're a great defensive player, you're bound to go a long way either
Yeah,
way.
and we've seen that with Datsuk, of course, that,
Yeah.
he didn't have the speed, he did have the hands, he had a good shot, but defensively he was
Son of a gun to play
yeah,
against.
just fantastic. And I obviously don't think Larkin will ever achieve that level of defensive play.
Well, Datsuk was impossible to get off the puck. You just hope he didn't get it, which he typically would. He'd get you on a back check.
Yeah.
And that's what I think where maybe Larkin needs to focus first. Obviously, he's a professional and I'm not. But maybe he just needs to empty the tank on the defensive end for a little bit. Maybe get his confidence up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that's something he needs to look more into. But you never know with his coaching.
Yeah, you wonder, obviously, the coaching affects the game,
Mm-hmm.
and what those guys are trying to do.
Absolutely.
But we'd like to see the whole team's offense being better. And generally, Larkin plays better with Bertuzzi.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are usually fantastic together. And Bertuzzi's been out now for about 3 weeks,
Right.
a little longer.
Well, he draws so much attention, and he draws a lot off of Larkin.
Yeah, that's true. And Bertuzzi can play with the puck. He's a little bit more of a grinder. And I think in some ways Larkin plays better with that type of player, someone that can get him the puck, can retrieve the puck.
Bertuzzi's like a Kachuk. I
Yeah,
mean,
kind of
isn't he
Kachuk light.
maybe
Yeah,
a less skilled Kachuk, maybe
yeah.
a little bit more rat tactic, but
But even like guys with Helm, Larkin's played historically good with. And
Helm can't score more than
no,
Bert. So
yeah,
mean,
no, Bert's definitely an upgrade on Helm.
Yeah.
Let's not go that far. But those kind of guys with that game versus we look at like Larkin playing right now with Zadina,
Yep.
and there's no chemistry there. Nothing really happens between those two. So I don't know if it's like the personnel around Larkin or just Larkin's kind of off. But maybe that's we're obviously waiting for Bert to be back and
waiting for something to break here. At least I'm waiting
Right.
for a breakout game. We haven't had like a good 6-7-8-0 game that we've put up. Where it's just everything's clicking on all cylinders.
Well, 2-1 is when everything's clicking for us. So
well,
it's
that was
kinda,
against a good Florida team.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of what we've been winning this year. I think we won by 2. I don't think we've won by 3. Unless it was an empty netter.
If we win more 1-goal games this season, I'll be a little bit more promised or have a little bit more of a better outlook. But I would still like to see the game where we're just blowing one game where we at least just everything clicks. Maybe it's a middle of the road team. Maybe we come back and beat Chicago's ass, next week or whatever. But we just need that game to kind of just maybe show a little bit of hope, give these guys a little bit of confidence.
Okay. What do you think? You think Larkin comes back this year? Or you think he just continues his trend?
I think he comes back this year. Maybe it's stick tape. He went to white stick tape. Maybe it's change, and that does have a mental, effect on the guys when you change your stick. Change your stick tape. You see guys messing with their blades all the time. P92s over to the McDavids, the McKinnons, and they always fiddle with that stuff. So maybe it's something like that. You never know.
I think it's all in his head.
It's all in his head, I think.
I think he comes back a little bit. I just think the down year is just going to weigh on him over time, especially being the captain. I think he's going to kind of.
He's got 5 goals, right?
He has 4 goals.
Okay, so Mantha and Bird have 5. So, I mean, he's not, off pace for team leading, for the most part. Then again, he may have another breakout 5 or 6 games where he's just astounding, and then it's like, okay, there he is, and we're fine. But we'll see.
I hope so. Yeah, hopefully he can find his game a little better down the stretch.
I hope so. I really like Larkin. I think he was a great pick. I think Stevie really likes him. Obviously, he's the captain. And he's one of my favorites, obviously, Mantha being probably my favorite. But I think he means a lot to this team. And if this team's going to move forward, going 5-6 years down the road, he's going to have to be monumental.
Yeah, unless we can really draft some real center talent. Yeah, we're all our eggs are kind of in Larkin's basket at this point. Let's not.
In the future, which just seems to get pushed down.
Yeah,
pushed down the years. At least
yeah,
before we win again.
Oh, don't say that. All right, I don't have anything else on Larkin.
I'm good.
Like I said, I just hope he finds the game and can get us going a little better than we are right now.
Yep.
See it.
See ya.